move that a lot of New Yorkers say is long overdue. A new e-bike and e-scooter speed limit goes into effect tomorrow.
Or maybe you're a rider yourself. You are going to want to hear this.
In the city that never slows down, the brakes are officially being pumped. You might have heard that New York's massive Citi Bike share system was capping its e-bikes at 15 miles per hour. That was just the beginning. As of now, the Adams administration has made it official. That 15-mile-per-hour speed limit. Yes, you heard that right. 15 miles per hour now applies to all e-bikes and e-scooters across all 5 boroughs. So why this sudden sweeping change? And in a city built on speed, what does this new limit really mean for your commute, your safety, and the future of getting around? Now, this decision didn't just come out of nowhere. It's a direct response to a feeling that has been building on the city's streets for years, a sense of chaos.
I'm not scared of getting hit by a car in the city. I'm exclusively scared of getting hit by someone on an e-bike.
The primary driver here is a rising chorus of concern over reckless riding. As e-bikes became the default for everything from commuting to delivery, the number of dangerous incidents has soared. We're talking about collisions with pedestrians and crosswalks, riders weaving through traffic at high speeds, and a general feeling that sidewalks are no longer safe.
I was hit by a moped coming off the sidewalk, and I suffered traumatic brain injury, leaving me paralyzed on one side.
City data from the past few years shows a sharp increase in injuries and fatalities linked to micromobility. In fact, e-bike collisions alone have jumped over 20% in the last year. But it's not just about collisions. There is a terrifying parallel crisis. The lithium-ion battery fires. You have absolutely seen the headlines. To really understand this new law, you first have to know that not all e-bikes are created equal. This is where the new rule gets confusing for people. New York state law splits e-bikes into 3 distinct classes. Class 1 bikes are pedal assist, meaning the motor only helps when you're pedaling, and it cuts off at 20 miles per hour. Class 2 bikes have a throttle, so you can get power without pedaling, but they are also capped at 20 miles per hour. Then you have Class 3, which are pedal assist only but faster, with the motor helping you up to 25 miles per hour. This new city law doesn't change those classifications, but it overrides their top operational speeds. It doesn't matter if your bike is a Class 2 or a Class 3 legally capable of going faster. On a New York City street, you are not allowed to operate at over 15 miles per hour. Period. And regardless of your class, the mandatory equipment rules are strictly enforced. Your bike must have a bell, a white headlight for the front, and a red tail light for the back. And while helmets are only legally required for Class 3 riders and all delivery workers, it's a critical piece of safety gear for everyone. Knowing the rules is one thing, but understanding the consequences is what really matters. The New York City Police Department is handling enforcement, and they've stated they will focus on education first. But second comes the penalties, and they are severe. We are not just talking about a small ticket. If you are caught riding recklessly, speeding, or riding on the sidewalk, you can face fines of up to $500. The real hammer, though, is confiscation. If you are caught riding an illegal modified bike, one that's been unlocked to go faster or has a motor more powerful than the legal 750 watts, the police can and will impound it. That is your expensive bike gone. There is also a major debate about how this will be enforced. How will an officer accurately clock a bike's speed? This has led advocacy groups to renew calls for e-bike registration and license plates, a very controversial idea that the city is still debating.
Well, Cindy, currently e-bikes are not regulated. This bill, Intro 606, would require them to be both licensed and registered.
So, given all this, how do you ride in the city without losing your bike or a chunk of your paycheck? It starts by avoiding the most common mistakes. The single biggest mistake new riders make is buying an illegal bike without even knowing it. When you're shopping, you must check the specs. The motor must be 750 watts or less. Look for a sticker from the manufacturer that clearly states its class, top speed, and motor wattage. If a seller mentions an off-road mode or that the speed can be unlocked, It is not a legal street bike, and you risk confiscation. The second critical mistake is battery safety. To avoid the fire risk, you must use a battery that is certified by a group like Underwriters Laboratories, often shown as a UL logo. Never use a cheap, third-party charger, and never leave your battery charging overnight or unattended. Finally, the most obvious mistake is riding dangerously. The solution is simple. Obey the new 15-mile-per-hour limit. It may feel slow, but it's now the law. And whatever you do, stay off the sidewalk. This brings us to the where, and the rules here are very clear with one major exception. The basic principle is that e-bikes are vehicles, and they belong on the street, not the sidewalk. Riding any class of e-bike on a sidewalk in New York City is illegal, period. Your primary domain is the bike lane. All classes of e-bikes are allowed in bike lanes and on any street with a posted speed limit. You must ride with the flow of traffic and obey all stop signs and red lights just like a car. The one place you're not allowed is on most major highways, expressways, or bridges, unless there is a specifically marked and protected bike path, like the ones on the Brooklyn or Manhattan bridges. Looking ahead, this new citywide 15-mile-per-hour limit is having massive consequences. For the casual commuter, it just means a slower, perhaps safer, trip. But for the city's tens of thousands of delivery workers, this is a direct hit to their livelihood. For them, speed is income. A slower bike means fewer deliveries per hour and less pay. Advocacy groups like Streetsblog and Open Plans have been furious, calling the law insulting and a war on cyclists. They argue that the city is punishing riders of 40-pound bikes instead of focusing on the real danger: the drivers of 3,000-pound cars and a chronic lack of safe, protected bike infrastructure. But in a fascinating twist, some major corporations like DoorDash have actually come out in support of the new speed limit and are even backing a ban on Class 3 e-bikes entirely. This has created a huge debate. Is this a common-sense safety measure, or a punishing new rule that hurts the workers who need e-bikes the most, all while distracting from the real problems of street design? Ultimately, this new 15-mile-per-hour limit is a clear signal that the city is prioritizing pedestrian safety over the speed of e-mobility. It's a move that will fundamentally change the feel of the city's streets and forces a new level of responsibility on every single rider. So what do you think? Is this a smart, necessary safety law, or is it an unfair crackdown on commuters and delivery workers? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to get more e-bike insights like this.